Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. We got more Worldcoin news here. Ripple FUD, you're going to want it. Real world asset tokenization, ladies and gentlemen. Bank of America raises concerns about Ripple ruling, but you're going to want to hear it. We got XRP becoming the most actively traded altcoin. The numbers are staggering. Standard Chartered says trillions and trillions coming in the form of tokenized asset. David Schwartz on automated market makers and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, cryptocurrency market cap is $1.22 trillion, and it's up by 0.01% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin, 29,100 plus, 1853 and change for Ethereum. Tether market cap is 83.7 billion plus, 68 cents now for XRP as it's slipping into the future. You know, you got to be an OG to know that one. 8.55% off on the 7-day and 0.78% off on the 24-hour. That's where we're at on this day. But you know what? iTrust Capital has the best buy and sell crypto, gold and silver with your IRA. Crypto IRAs, the best ones in the business right here at iTrust Capital. Don't believe it. It's still true. That's why it's now over $1 billion company. You can roll over your 401k, 403b, 457 and more. It is the best. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. But guess what just got better? Starting tomorrow morning at a.m. Pacific time, iTrust Capital Private Equity is going to be available on Link2, baby. That's what I'm talking about right here. Don't mess around. I know it's going to be a top seller, and I can tell you what's about to happen to it. If you don't get some, it's going to be fully subscribed, and it'll be gone. Yeah, like Montgomery and Gentry. Gone. Got to know that one, too. I'm feeling the music this morning. But we got some fake news out here. I think Brett Hill was making a joke here, and a lot of people will probably grab it, not realizing that it is a joke. Shout out to Brett. But here there is this tweet here, and I think he was having fun with the community a little bit here, saying Elon Musk joins the board of directors of Ripple. It is not accurate. I went to the board of directors, as you can see right here, and there is no Elon Musk, so it is for fun. That's what's happening here. I think it would be cool if he did. Now, that would be some kind of cool. I'm not going to knock it, but that's where it is right now. Let's keep moving. Then there's the Worldcoin. We've all heard about the Worldcoin. Well, we're finding out that you got to scan your eye. Some people say, hey, look, you've been scanning your eye at the airport, your own phone, and things of that nature to be able to have access to stuff. What's the harm in that? It does feel like an Orwellian world, is the way John Deaton phrased it yesterday in one of his zeets, I should say now. He says here, what did this guy say when he was asked in an interview by Bankless, like essentially, and I think it was Bankless that did this interview, but whoever interviewed him here, he wouldn't reveal how Worldcoin is distributed, and it is a problem. If there's ever a signal to run away as fast as you can from a project, here it is, because he doesn't reveal it at all. Check it out.
And that's the name of the token, correct? Worldcoin?
Yes.
How does that actually get into people's hands? And what is like the distribution plan for like how do I get Worldcoin and how much do I get? And what are the details behind that?
Look, many of the details we can just not talk about here for the regulatory uncertainty in the United States. You're certainly aware of.
Run! Wouldn't be near it. Don't want to be near it. You know what? You don't have to worry about legal clarity because guess who's got it? It's XRP, baby. It's not a security. How about that one? Yeah. The only digital asset. Did I happen to mention this is the home of the only digital asset that has legal clarity in the United States? And don't believe about that Bitcoin business either because that ain't real. Palau National Treasury Director and our industry partner, Ripple Senior Engineer, Lead Project Manager, celebrating the minting of the very first Palau stablecoin. This is directly on the XRP ledger, as I've always understood it, and that's very exciting right there. We talked about it yesterday, but I just wanted to highlight it because it's major news. And don't forget about the EHKD project, where they're tokenizing real estate while using CBDCs, lending and otherwise applications. That is pretty damn remarkable, and you're going to see even more evidence. But here at home, Bank of America raises concerns over impact of Ripple SEC lawsuit ruling. And basically, I just want to give you part of this article so you can breathe a sigh of relief here. But what I wanted to give you was, where is it? Right here. 1 second. It is, they were among the first to react to the ruling, acknowledging the released XRP from suspicions of being a security. However, the bank emphasized the ruling didn't provide clear guidance for broader U.S. market. So there's still some uncertainty there from Bank of America, right? And that's what I wanted to highlight here. However, they don't have to worry about the uncertainty. I'm going to bring you in here to
right, if I'm a bank.
If I'm a bank, Joe Indoso from Link2 is going to tell you exactly how Bank of America and other banks, regardless of what other uncertainty they see, can still use and benefit the use of XRP by doing it this way.
I don't need to buy that Ripple directly from Ripple, or that XRP directly from Ripple anymore. Today, I would simply use Ripple's liquidity hub, and I would get that source on a best execution basis from any one of 100 exchanges worldwide that are tied into Liquidity Hub.
And they would get the benefit of not having the risk of holding it while it goes up and down in price the way it is. You know, banks, listen, here's the rub. And we're getting ready to hear from David Schwartz, ladies and gentlemen, on automated market makers. And I just think that this is going to be a remarkable impact on XRP, the digital asset, because you're talking about locking up the TVL, right? The total value locked up on the network to serve the network. That is going to really drive price, I believe, because the best thing to do is going to be to lock it up and help facilitate the network, right? And the more that's locked up, the more reliable the price comes. And the more the AMMs work to serve the market, the tighter the trading range becomes. So it doesn't mean that the market can't fluctuate, but what you get is this very reliable, tight trading range that automated market makers are squashing out all the arbitrage and turning that into a reward paid to the people that have decided to lock up their XRP. It's really brilliant, and I can't wait to see it. But what we're seeing right now, based on the news, XRP now stands as the most actively traded altcoin in 2023, with more than 150 billion in trading volume. Crypto market data provided by Kaiko noted on July 25th, which is early today. Now, I want to play this because this is from back in 2017, 2016. This is a precursor for what you're about to see. You're going to hear Dilip Rao talk about banks working on a steering committee from all the way back in 2017. Two of those I want you to focus on is Bank of America, who said they raised concerns. I just showed you how they could still have access to Ripple's network, Liquidity Hub, and the use of XRP for their own benefit without even holding it or doing anything that would put the bank in the regulator bad light. So now you're going to hear Bank of America and Standard Chartered mentioned here as steering committees as far back as 2017. Listen to this. Shout out to Dilip Rao, who is heading up the CBDC pilot for Australia, former Rippler.
Today, banks use a complex messaging infrastructure to send messages to each other, and they use their traditional batch processing systems to update their ledgers one after the other. So it's like a relay race across borders. So sometimes somebody drops the baton, so nobody knows where the money is. So this infrastructure, we think, doesn't suit the needs of corporates as well as retail clients today.
Listen.
So what we've been able to find is 75 banks that have already committed to joining the Ripple network around the world. We have 6 so-called global payment steering group banks. These are Bank of America, Santander, Royal Bank of Canada, Westpac, Standard Chartered.
So you hear it, there's Standard Charter and Bank of America. So look, the plan has always been, as Chad reminds us here, get everyone up and on the network. Get them used to using the network. Get them to source XRP with hubs, which I just explained how Bank of America and other banks could begin doing that, even with the lack of clarity they feel they still need beyond the non-security designation. And ultimately, step 4 is hold XRP, which is the holy grail, locking it up and using it with the AMMs, right? Now, here are a conversation between Anchor from Bloomberg talking to the group chief executive of Standard Chartered. And I want you to hear what he says here about trillions and trillions coming onto the network. Listen.
Memorandum of Understanding to establish our digital asset custodian, called Zodia, here in the DIFC. Now, 5 years ago, we weren't talking about a digital asset custodian in Standard Chartered Bank.
How big can that be, Bill? This is becoming a hub for crypto. It's very, very clear it's an ambition. So from an MOU to dollars, tell me what it can be.
So we have Zodia is our digital asset custodian, and I do make the distinction between digital assets and crypto.
Okay.
So today, crypto is the bulk of what is digital assets today. When we look forward 5 or 10 years from now, I think we'll find vast swathes of the financial architecture that has been tokenized. That could include central bank digital currencies, which of course exist to some extent so far, but they're quite small at this point. Stable coins, tokenized real assets, whether it's, Jenny talks about effectively the digitization or tokenization of money market funds, right? These are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that could find themselves in tokenized form. And there's an underlying infrastructure that's different for distributed ledger technology relative to the current state of play.
And there you have it right there. Look, he doesn't say XRP Ledger, but we know that they're a partner on the steering group from all the way back in 2017, for goodness sakes. Is it a stretch to think? No, it's not a stretch, but we still don't know the answer, but it's certainly worth speculating that it could be. Here is a quick clip from Minus Wells right here. Shout out to Minus Wells for this clip. Joel Katz was over there. David Schwartz himself in the WebEx Asia 2023 talks about XLS 30D automated market makers. You need to hear it. Take a listen.
On the topic of Ripple and the XRP Ledger, addressing the elephant in the room, and kind of building into our talk about real-world asset tokenization. How has the recent so-called partial victory in the case brought by the SEC against Ripple affected the ability to proceed with developments such as real-world asset tokenization on the XRP Ledger?
It's been a huge milestone. It's gonna help many players in the crypto space, particularly exchanges that do business in the United States. I don't think it's going to significantly affect Ripple's ability to do any of the things that Ripple's doing, and I don't think it's going to significantly affect the XRP Ledger's ability to do any of the things the XRP Ledger is doing. The biggest practical effect is that exchanges relisted XRP, presumably, given the timing, it's presumably in response to this, and their public statements, it's presumably in response to this ruling, which makes it easier for people to, it makes it more liquid, it makes it easier for people to transact with it. But I don't think it's going to make significant differences in Ripple's ability to do what Ripple wants to do, and it certainly shouldn't affect anybody who wants to use the XRP Ledger and their ability. And again, this was a pretty significant milestone, so, better.
Yeah, and beyond that milestone, what's next for the XRP Ledger? How can you achieve that, and what's your plan to achieve that next level of widespread adoption?
Well, one of the things that I'm very personally excited about is XLS 30, which is an automated market maker, which fits really nicely in with the other features that the XRP Ledger has. I think another big thing you're going to see is the same technology that's used in the XRP Ledger being used for other projects that have similar needs. You're going to see that with stablecoins. You're going to see that with tokenization of assets like real estate. People who don't want to be, not everything needs to be on the same blockchain, and I think replicating that technology to have side chains that are application specific is going to be interesting. I'm personally just really excited about the automated market maker. That's something that's been, the sort of mechanics of the trading of assets have been interesting to me for a long time. And in particular, it really helps with the volatility. One of the big obstacles to adoption of cryptocurrency is the volatility of their price, and that'll really help with that.
And we're in Tokyo today. While you're in Japan, you have this large XRP support base here. The XRP has the support of SBI Holdings CEO Yoshitaka Kitao, who has said that he believes all Japanese banks would adopt XRP by 2025. That's only 18 months away. Can that happen? And how can the XRP ledger kind of get to that point?
I'm very nervous about predicting the future. I don't have a crystal ball, and as you know, circumstances can change. But I have to say, like, XRP was built as a sort of value exchange system. It was built as a way to sort of pool liquidity. One of the earliest visions that we had for the XRP ledger in 2012 was this idea of sort of public pools of liquidity that anybody could contribute to and draw off of, so that you wouldn't be stuck with the liquidity. Like, if you make a payment an international payment at your bank, you get whatever liquidity the bank has, and it's a revenue stream for them. Like, if you could draw off all of the revenue, all of the pools of liquidity, anybody who had, Apple has a whole bunch of money stuck in Ireland for no particular reason. Like, if people need money in Ireland, like, Apple would love to have a marketplace in which they could sort of provide that to people. And I think that model resonates well with financial institutions. Ripple has had great success marketing, more sophisticated payment systems that can settle with digital assets to financial institutions. I would personally wouldn't put a time frame on it, though, because sometimes it feels like we're moving blindingly fast, and sometimes it seems like things take forever. And these are very conservative institutions. But obviously, Kitao-san would know the Japanese banks better than I would.
Okay, great.
And there you have that. And, that is extremely exciting. Think about this. What if it's only half of Japan's banks or a quarter of Japan's banks by 2025 and not all of them? Is it a failure? I don't think so. We'll see what happens. Time tells on everybody. Wrath of Common says here, there is excitement over an XRP Ledger automated market maker, largely for staking income. The interesting thing is that the automated market maker should reduce price volatility, which in general is something traders want. Curious to see if massive volumes and AMM effectively render XRP price stable. Now there's a lot of people there that say, look, stable is a word that people don't want to hear. I had this talk with Bob Way years ago. Stable means it doesn't move, right? But the reality is you want the market to be open enough that it can go up or down. But what the automated market makers do is squeeze out arbitrage. So you crush the volatility, just like Wrath of Common talked about here. When you reduce that volatility, you're creating a very tight, reliable trading range, while still allowing the price to move organically up or down in an overall macro sense. Now, I believe, to Wrath of Common's point, if we see massive volumes of XRP locked up in automated market makers, there has to be some kind of a price floor that exists for XRP, while the AMMs work on a very close level, moment to moment, to squash out the arbitrage constantly to allow for a very tight, reliable trading range on XRP. I think this is very valid, and I absolutely am excited to see all of this come together, especially with Standard Chartered talking about trillions and trillions of tokenization coming, and understanding that XRP can serve as a bridge to all of this tokenization of real-world assets, which was a large part of the conversation at WebEx in Japan just recently too. It's about the tokenization of RWAs, right? Real world assets. And that's exactly what XRP is built to do, is to serve in transferring and settling that value damn near instantly. And I couldn't be more excited. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.